Elon Musk, pay attention. This is where your chip plays a part. We're gonna get back to deja vu. I'm sorry, I struggle with staying on track. He predicts to the future. 1 Peter 1:11 says that. Predicts to the sufferings. He predicted to the sufferings of the Messiah. I think later on I mentioned the Titanic was a suffering, Twin Towers was a suffering. He predicts, okay? He's a predictor. He's capable of predicting the future. He's capable of using subliminal messaging. Illuminati, Satan, Pharaoh's son, firstborn, man of sin revealed, doomed to destruction. 10th plague was the destroyer. Egyptians are bad. He's not once done that through scripture. He's not done that one time. He's not capable of doing that. He doesn't have that kind of power. Christ has that kind of power. It belongs to Christ. Right? Predictions to the future. Artificial intelligence, machine, right, can predict to the future now. That's the power belongs to Christ. Machines are able to do that now. Meta something. Really know how the meta thing, really understand meta completely, but I know that was a prediction on the New World Order Illuminati deck of cards. Meta was on the virtual reality, like life inside of a virtual world, or they said it better than I could, but that was on Illuminati New World Order deck of cards with how many predictions in that card game? Prediction to the future. Minority Report. Schizophrenic patients are less than 1%. They're less than 1%. They are certainly a minority. Minority Report, reporting to the future. When you watch that movie, you see 2 bridegrooms and 1 bride. Abatha was the important one, wasn't she? Star movie, 3 camels, 2 males, 1 female. Female was the important one in that story too. They're oracles of God. Speak as you speak the oracles of God, prophets. You watch that movie, you don't think nothing of it. It's a movie. It's actually really sad if you think about it. Why were there 3 people just floating in water the whole time? They were just reading their brains from computers, predicting to the future. Reading their brains, predicting to the future. She can't do that. She doesn't have that ability because she doesn't have our brain. She's not human. But her technology can read our thoughts. Her technology can read our thoughts. What do you think? Put a chip in a schizophrenic patient's head, Elon. They are prophets. You want to put a chip, the chip they've been afraid of for 50 years. You don't know this. I understand you don't know this yet. Somebody help me reach them. You want to put that in their head. He has predicted to the future. His predictions come true. He's proven that. He's proven that. I've picked all those pieces up for you. He's proven his predictions come true. Deuteronomy 13 says, murder the prophet whose predictions are coming true. You murder that prophet. That is the false God. That's the false God. You need to stop making chips. You need to stop that whole program. Just shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down. But those predictions can kind of vary a little bit, right? Because your road is supposed to look like this, but it doesn't because Satan pulls you off, right? And so every time you come off the road, he's got to figure out how to get you back on that road, right? So the plot changed. The plot changed a little bit. And we forget how active they are. they, Illuminati, controlling the world. We're so human, we forget that. We're so human, we forget that. Sir, do you hear the voices? All right. Well, basically allow me to use that device to pull of the plan within the movie Constantine. Couldn't remember the Constantine. I know it's got Keanu Reeves. Something about some suicide. Suicide. Can't really remember that one, so I'm gonna just let it go. I did in fact walk through a doorway with God. There was another one that Wahlberg brother played in where they would take this blue drug or whatever, and some people couldn't mentally handle it. But let's talk about that one. I don't remember the name of it. It's Mark Wahlberg. He's a cop, okay? And these people are drug addicts. They're taking this blue drug. And some of them, they can't mentally handle it. It's methamphetamines. And it makes them do all kinds of crazy stuff. And they'll like kill themselves and murder and do all kinds of other things. And that's what the methamphetamine would do, right? But in that movie, in that movie, the idea of it, right, to the normal person, they're watching this movie, what's happening to those people when they take the drug? In that movie, the public thought it was just drugs. Cops thought it was just drugs. It was just a drug. But in the movie, what was it really? When they took that drug, their minds opened up, didn't it? And they got to see into a different world. The demons killed them. Had one guy through the demon, a big, huge demon came and grabbed up this man and picked him up and pulled him and threw him off a building and he died. What did the cop in that movie think happened? What does it look like to the average Joe in that movie? It looks like the man jumped and killed himself, that he got high and lost his head and he jumped and killed himself. But it was really a demon in that movie. That is exactly what is happening in the world today. All day long, that is exactly what is happening in the world today. You're looking at it like it's drugs, problem, just got high and went off onto some other end. They used the pharmakia. Satan went in there, messed with them. If the story in Mark 5 and Luke 8 happened today in our world, he would be a drug addict. He wore shackles and chains in that story. He broke them free. Nobody was strong enough to tame him. So he was aggressive. He was an escaped prisoner. I've said these things 100 times. Drugs were not an issue back in the day. They were not an issue back in the day. That man was cutting himself night and day with stones. He was crying out this mental health. That's attempted suicide. That's schizophrenia, speaking voices. My name is Legion, for we are many. Illuminati. The light that you think is in you is really dark. How dark is that? How great is that darkness? The light you think you have in you. There's something in there. It's really dark. Drugs, right? Right? Drugs were not a problem 2,000 years ago. Same symptoms, the exact same symptoms. Those pigs were just grazing. Pigs don't use drugs. I'm not saying use the drugs. Do not use the drugs. It's sinful. It's the pharmakia. It's the witchcraft. It's the sorcery. I'm trying to get you to understand the spiritualness behind it. Pigs don't use drugs. If there was drugs in the problem back then, they were just grazing. So let's just say drugs were a problem back then, okay? Because some people would throw that out, and I've seen it. I've seen it. They had some kind of drug plant where I've looked it up. I can't find it. I don't know. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but he clears it up right there with the pigs because the pigs were not on drugs. He clears it up right there. Luke 8 says he was driven. Like you drive your car, you are the wheels in Ezekiel's vision. And those spirits, they drive you like you drive your car. That's why car logos have wings on them. That's why car logos have wings on them. It's Exodus 35:35. artistic designs, engraved metals. The newest car with wings, Genesis. I saw something in that the other day too, and I just can't remember what it was. But it's Genesis. Genesis. Driver, Ezekiel's vision. Illuminati, many members. Those pigs murdered themselves. They committed suicide. But also in that movie, some of the people would use the drug and it gave them power. It gave them power and they can handle it. They're mentally capable of handling it. I've seen that. I've seen it. My focus is in the right spot right now, but it's still true. I've seen it. But it's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. So, but this also did enrage the elites and the Illuminati once they stole it. Okay. That's why this perfect fit into what I just said. You're looking at humans. You're trying to pinpoint out the human, the group of individuals. That is a distraction. People are always going to follow. I think it could change now when you figure, because they don't know. Even the people that you think you're pointing to, a kid today on this one, okay? I'm trying to help him, I'm trying to get him to help me too. Like, she knows she's helped me a lot. Get somebody to see that I really do help people. I'm trying to. It's not easy. But pointing at the humans and stuff like that, like, that's a distraction. Like, that's not really what's important because even those humans don't see what he's doing. Even if it's a drug dealer who speaks to the spirit and they know. I know, like the one, rake it up, take it up, dude. I'm not saying he's a drug dealer. I'm just saying one guy on my Facebook feed or whatever that was like, told the other guy to open your mind, exalt yourself, and accept the mark. Clear as day. He knows who he's speaking to. He knows who he's following. He knows he's following Satan. Those are your satanic worshipers. To you, whoever you are in the world, human, do you know why he's put you in that position to sell those drugs? Do you know why he's put you in that position to do those things? You think you got it made right now. Doing the right thing, that's what you're thinking. Do you know why he put you there? So you can keep them high on drugs. So you can do da 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 da. The things you already know people look at you badly for. That's still true. So that he can continue. You've got to continue on with this stuff because I got a master plan. The master plan is going to end at them robots. And when those robots come out, he does not care about you. He don't care about you. So I am not after you. Actually, I'm on your side. Because I'm trying to help you turn back and save God. The one that still lives in you. Because you're breathing. He's still in there. He's still in there. But the master you serve does not want that God to live. He's been trying to kill him since the beginning of time. Do you think he cares about you? You're walking around with Christ in you. That's what's giving you your energy to be even alive. That's why your brain's firing off. Do you think he cares about you? He don't care about you. He don't care about you at all. He will lie to you, make you all kinds of promises, and he'll break every one. That should be easy for you to understand. How many people does he drive in the world? How many of those people that he's driven have lied to you? How many of the people that he has driven have lied to you, broke promises? How many times has he used you to do the same for someone else? He does not care about you. started calling out all of their criminal organizations and activities, their cults and everything. In fact, they are waging war, a real war against me since September. See, I am a chosen one that has passed all of God's tests. I told my pastor that God was speaking to me. And I didn't understand, but after some time I started, because I got the same response from other people. God speaking to you? And I'm like, I figured out what it was. When I first started this thing, I said it, I didn't know everything. I knew it was real. I know it's spiritual and I know it's godly. And I know it's in that book. How much I knew. Didn't know how to prove it. Didn't know how to say it. I still struggle. Okay. I mean, 2 years, doing pretty good though, right? When I even went back down the Orleans Lane trip. Okay, I went back down there and went through that again. I did. I wanted to know what is this? It didn't. It's like it still felt like something was missing. Like it just can't. I could not. There's got to be something here. People don't just go through this for no reason. People don't go through this for no reason. God. I mean, what for no reason? And so I went back down that train. I went back down that trip for a minute. And I kind of held on to it. And I'm still trying to figure it out. But when I saw the robots, all that's gone because now I understand. When I saw that humanoid robot on television or on YouTube, first time I ever seen it, when I saw it, I was like, it was actually a Nick Jones thing. He did that because I was doing artificial intelligence, trying to write books with it. You know, it's really fast too. Certain things she wouldn't do. I thought it was weird. It got free trial or whatever. I didn't know what she was at the time. I still had yet to figure it all out. But when I saw that robot and I heard its conversation and I realized I could look at it, I'm like, what's happening here? I remember it was with Trinity. It was like she's watched the entire thing fold out. I'm like, what is that? And that's gone now because now I understand it. I understand what this was. I understand it. I understand. I want to understand why he showed me the things they showed me. I understand it now. But from the beginning, I mean, I've spoken it clearly. I have not once ever said that I'm the only person that God speaks to. I've not one time, not one single time, have I ever said that. It's a perfect opportunity for me to put in the Facebook. I'm a clip it in. The Facebook um, message I sent to my pastor's wife. I wanted to when I went back on it 2 days ago, a couple days ago, looking for it. I was hoping that it would say that there are 1,000 souls inside of me. I'm speaking to the Holy Spirit in me. It didn't say that in her message, but it did say it on the computer that I typed out to him. It did say that. But I'm gonna put it here. I'm gonna put it here. So you can see I've experienced this stuff. I have never been diagnosed. I've never taken any pharmaceutical drugs for it other than what I was forced to take when my mom Baker acted me for believing robots existed, for believing the chip existed, for believing that, and speaking about the Viper. That's what I was Baker acted for. That's what I was Baker acted for. I was not hurting myself, hurting anybody else, wasn't breaking anything in the home. Fifth Amendment, I guess that's what it is, right? Fifth Amendment was completely broken on me for freedom of religious belief. The robots are real. That chip is real. And Christ spoke about a viper. There are people that do the whole Jesus, I'm chosen. I'm the chosen one. I told Trinity, I said, it's kind of hard to be like, because like I say the same thing. I do say the same thing. But you'll see, talking to this one guy over the phone, I'm like, I can't. They need help. You don't understand. Like, I'm like, whoa, they need help. You are not the chosen one. I don't care who you are. You're not. That's me. Okay? I'm not trying to say cocky about it or nothing. That's why you said it to be a woman. So you know the difference because you got all these men with your egos This man did not say he was the chosen one. He said a chosen one, so I'm not talking to him. But I am speaking mass scale here. So you've seen the attitude changes because I am not talking to this man. All over the ego. You got too much ego. It wouldn't be you. You don't know scripture to understand that. You don't know scripture to understand that. Lowly character. The person who's humble and recognizes that you're nothing without God. You're nothing. Pat, this whole experience has turned me to what you wanted from me. And I do speak to God. And there are millions out there that do. But you know what's messed up? They're not speaking to the right one. But he's trying to audibly call them out of darkness, which is why I walked out of your congregation last time. Is that written word is not calling these people out of darkness, Pat. They're in darkness, and God is speaking to them. And he's not calling them out because they don't know the written word. And they are not opening it. I will call my sheep by their name, Pat. That written word is very important. Very important. He is calling them because they are chosen. The elect ones. They have spiritual gifts. They're the ones that he picked to take care of the ark. They have the spiritual gifts, and every one of them are drugged out. They're all drugged out on street drugs or pharmaceuticals. They are drugged out in that merchant. And that merchant, the blood of the prophets is found. I've been saying this for 2 years. Okay, excuse me. This is the message that I sent to his wife that I was trying to reach him. Uh, I mean, I guess I'll read it. I really need to talk to Pat. I know he's been praying to God for me. This is so important. Please have him call me. It's an old phone number. Um, I was told that he was praying for me. I came to you 3 times to help, and you turned me away because you do not believe what I'm telling you. But these words are nothing but the truth. There is a technology device. It's blurry trying to read the screen from my end while recording over it. Device that has been planted inside my head when I was a baby, and they have been watching me my entire life. They call us TIs, also known as targeted individuals. You can research this on the internet. They are using voice to skull technology on me, and I have opened a door in my mind that has made me capable of speaking with them and also speaking directly to God, our God, Pat. I need help with this thing because I'm not mentally ill. God has told me that your dreams should help you understand what I'm talking about, like Peter and the food for the Gentiles. And I'm in fear daily because I don't know what to do with this gift that God has allowed me to keep. When I came to see you that first night and you told me to leave the land because there was evil there, you prayed for me that night. I know you did because God has told me that night. You prayed for me. Well, obviously you would pray for me, right? And God led me back to you 2 more times, and I walked away feeling scared and rejected. But I understand, Pat, I do. I dishonored the church, and I know the belief on making sure the church has a good appearance of Christ in it. I understand, but I need your help because this is real. The FBI will never let me go because I can speak to God. Your prayers saved my soul from that evil and led me to my, I really can't see it, awakening, and I cannot do this alone. I need your help. I need your help like I've never needed your help before. It is not the drugs that has done this to me. I am not mentally ill. I had $700 to my name right now. Left everything I had or do a couple of days after I last saw you searching for sanctuary. I can't tell anyone this. You're the only person I trust. You are it, and I'm scared out of my mind. My screen just blacked out. I'm headed back to you right now, please. You are. I really can't see. I'm scared out of my mind. Okay, there it is. Beg you, do not forsake me. I went to my grandmother's house in Arkansas, and it was not working. I need sanctuary and isolation. I'm headed back. Okay, anyways. You can see the picture of the demonic spirit. Just look at the dates. 2022. It's February of 2022. No, this is January, doesn't it? No, this is February. February? Yeah, I can't see. Is that a 1 or 2? A 1 and a 2. Maybe that's what it says. It's blurry. But you can check the camera right there. That definitely says February 27th. This is all in 2022. Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. Yep. Because I purchased. Okay, so I bought my land. Hang on. There should be links in the book to show you, to prove, to verify that land was mine. But I purchased it and moved on in October. It's a rent to own type situation, so I didn't quite sign for it till December. But the payments dated back to October. But I purchased it in December. Anyways, immediately. I mean, stuff started happening to me immediately. At that time, I owned a cleaning business. I had already had 2 vehicles. I mean, stuff just started happening. I mean, bad. Like, I spoke my own car accident to existence. I know that kind of stuff doesn't really make sense to y'all, but I mean, I did. Just things. Come home one day, I was hearing them in the woods. I thought it was my neighbors. I mean, just it started happening fast. Never happened before that. Little things. To be quite honest with you, the very first time I heard any voice, and Pat, you can call any of your workers. The first time I ever remember hearing any voices ever, like first time ever was at Camp Golf, because I would hear it in the washing machine, but it was accepted because all the other housekeepers could hear it too. So it just seemed like that was just the thing that it would do. And so nobody really freaked out about it. But I did hear it. Carol heard it. John has heard it. And it was just weird. It just made a noise. Kind of sounds like whispering, but we just all talked it up. Even Phyllis has heard it. It's just weird. That was the first thing ever. And they say that microwaves did that. The Frey effect. Microwave will do that. The B2K is like in the microwave. The Frey effect. Look it up. Electronics. Pat, this is directed toward you, but for the public because it's beneficial. You told me that you spent the day that I came to you. I said that I had called the rehab in Florida. I mean, in Houston, that I was gonna try that. I went to the. She told me I couldn't talk about this stuff, so I went to North Carolina. I sold that car, and then I went to North Carolina with that bus ticket. Um, like the very next day. But I told you about the voice that day. It's the first time I actually mentioned the voice. And it was in the parking lot of the new church. You were squatted down, still in the car, and you said, "We're not talking about Illuminati." You said you spent 12 years like that. 12 years with, 'cause you had some addiction in the past. Before marriage, whatever. I don't know why I'm saying it like that, but you spent 12 years in that state. Some people spend forever in that state. I spent 16 months. But through that psychosis, I was led to you to help me. I was told by the Spirit that you were the closest one to the truth. I was told that you prayed for me. It was your